back.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Here we go.
It's always so weird when we record these back-to-back shows.
I know. It's like, what are we going to do? This is weird.
I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to figure it out as we go, though. But yeah, we're vacation week for us. I'm definitely on vacation.
Yeah.
I don't think Chris is on vacation, but he's not having to. I'm not making him record or watch bad movies this week, so I will call that a vacation.
I don't have to watch Marabito 2 this week.
Marabito 2, you say, eh?
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, that was fun.
Anyway, welcome back, everyone. I'm just gonna fade this down right away. Yep. So everyone, this is like a housekeeping show. We haven't done one of these for a while anyway, and I figured we were gonna double up for recording, so we had a week off. It made sense to just do another kind of like what we've been watching recently, things that we wanted to quickly discuss and run through, maybe play a couple classic segments from the boys,
Yeah.
Scott and Joe. But join the Patreon if you have not already, please, and thank you. If you haven't voted in the ongoing poll for upcoming content and what you'd like to hear more of, jump on there. That's really the only housekeeping because it's literally the same housekeeping that I had last week. So
That's true. That's true.
Chris has got his.
You should talk about that poll since it'll still be up.
I did just talk about it.
Did you?
I literally just talked about it.
See, that's part of the problem that I have with my brain is that, like, I hear it. I heard you say it. And then I'm like, oh, so we're going to, that's something I got to remember. But did we do that last show? My brain's a fucking mess. So tell them about the poll.
Yeah, so the poll it's up. Vote in it if you haven't already. It's based on, there's 4 choices there, but it's basically what type of reviews do you guys want to hear? You want to hear stuff for like standard cult movies? You want more deep diving, crate digging if you're a vinyl fan, trying to find those weird gems. But yeah, just vote. That doesn't mean that we're going to strictly only cover that stuff. It's just I want to know what to mix in more.
Yeah,
so
good idea.
Just go to patreon.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, patreon.com. Outside the cinema, you can find that there. And feel free to leave us a message or send us a comment on there too if there's anything in particular or something we missed or another suggestion that you might want to bring up. We're all ears.
Yeah.
Chris, of course, has his Spectopia arts, if you want to talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, so at this point, we should have those designs up. The newest ones.
I give you 2 weeks to be able to do it now.
Thank you. So what we decided is that every 2 weeks, I think, we'll put up 5 more designs because I have literally hundreds of them that were just doodles to start with, and then I've gone back in and like fixed the edges, made them really nice and pretty and all that. And we're gonna have the website up pretty soon because I've been writing for it, and it's just little dudes that give you a little boost of confidence. And look at them and say, "Oh, if he can do it, so can I." And trying out different ideas, trying to push this different ways. I like the shirts that say stuff like, "Hey, person behind me, I'm happy you're here. Keep it up." The passive kind of message, because I can't tell everybody, but
True.
But we can do that. We're selling them right now without any quotes or anything. It's just
Messaging of any sort.
Yeah, and
It's just about cuteness right now.
yeah, it's about making cute, spooky, whimsical kind of stuff, and because we all need to look at something and go, "Oh, that's cute." I don't see a lot of cute anymore. So
No, we don't. We really don't.
yeah, I really
There's a lot of cute puppy content out there.
I
though.
picked the worst time to start a business. I think I really did. But
or is it the best time?
I don't know, but because I started, my very first job was at Toys R Us right as Cabbage Patch Kids hit, and one of my first weekends at a movie theater, we had Home Alone and The Land Before Time, and when I started, Bad Boys was at the other theater with Braveheart and Pulp Fiction. Then the last one, it was when Spider-Man opened. So I picked the worst times to go places because they get super busy at that time. And
I know how much you love people.
I'm as long as I know what I have to talk about, I'm good. It's regular conversations that like I don't know what to do. It's weird. Like if I've known you for a little bit, no problem. We can have a conversation.
Right.
If I've just met you, I don't want to offend you. I don't want to come off looking stupid. It's all kinds of stuff. But yeah. But when I was doing customer service at the theaters, when I was at the desk, I had it locked down. I knew what I was doing. That was fine. I didn't mind answering the phone because it's a question about the movies, and I know that. So, yeah.
Cool.
So it's SpectopiaArts.com. That's it, right there. It's an Etsy store, Spectopia Arts. We should have some other gendered shirts besides unisex. They're all unisex because anybody can wear whatever the hell they want. Honestly,
This is true.
So, but
This is true.
yeah, even if you're not buying stuff, you see it. You know, you can follow us on Instagram and stuff. My kids are making the ads, and I said it sounds bad, but they're both 17 and they're artists, so they're okay. It's a little weird. Rip said, "Hey, how about we do one where it's one of the little guys milking a cow, and coming out of the cow is the shirts." And I'm like that.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, we might have to go
Oh,
with
so
that.
gross.
My first thought was, that's gross. But I'll give her the green light on that. Why not? We'll make it look like a cartoon cow. It'll be fine.
And they could be milking them into cups
Yep.
that have the characters on them. Because
yeah.
I'm sure you could probably get cups made through the company you work with too.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have everything. It just takes a long time to make them up online to get them ready. So
Fair enough.
it's fun.
Fair
but
enough.
It's frustrating because obviously I think people will like it. I really wanted to appeal to like kids because they're monsters and it's cool to like monsters because they're monsters. But there was a thing that Richard Marquand said when Return of the Jedi, when he picked the mask for Admiral Akbar, they're like, don't you want, what about Mon Mothma? Like, she's just a regular looking woman. He's like, no, kids need to know that not every good guy is pretty or handsome. Good guys can look any way you want. Don't judge Akbar based on the way he looks. And he's a very regal character when he's in the film. And I don't look at him at all as ugly. And that's interesting. And that's stuck with me for my whole life because I'm 6'5" and I can scare people just by standing there. So it's it's very close to heart. We had Die Hard with a Vengeance at the 3-screen theater, and I had my hair cut in like a Scully like flat top from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and combat boots on too, of course, because I was 18 or whatever. And as we're walking out, 2 different people in 2 different groups said, "Hey, look, it's that Nazi from the movie." And I was okay with that.
At the time.
I was over 6 feet tall, blue hair, blonde eyes, combat boots. I'm ready to rob the gold from underneath New York City. I don't know what my point of that was. Oh yeah, 'cause looks are deceiving.
Looks are deceiving.
Yep.
There you go, dude.
Yeah, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes you can look at like Donald Trump and be like, I know what that is.
Yeah. No questions asked.
No, we're good. Close the book.
Okay, so we had said last week, Scott in his segment last week talked about Superman. I have not seen Superman at this time. I know you have though, and you've got some thoughts. So we're going to kind of do a 1-person review here of the new Superman movie with Chris. So I'm going to give it to you. We know it's directed by James Gunn. Go for it.
So this really felt like you took a bunch of episodes from the animated series, the one that looked like the Batman the Animated Series, that one. Because that show could pull off ridiculous and make it seem like a mundane everyday thing. And that's what this movie's trying to do. And in my opinion, does. Mr. Terrific is a ridiculous looking villain because he has a T on his face for terrific. And I'm like, how are they going to do that? This is just going to be like a holograph display to, because he's all technology. But the way they made the mask, the way it curves around his lips, the way it moves, if it's CG, it's great. If it's a practical thing, it's fantastic. And it really works. And everybody everybody looked exactly how you would want them to. Um, everybody. Clark was really good. He was a skinny dork. I liked it.
So Mr. Terrific. So my knowledge of the DC like universe really comes more so from the Arrowverse, and there's a
That's
Mr.
true.
Terrific in the Arrow TV show, and he's a villain in Superman.
No, he's a good guy.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I
He's
thought
a very
villain.
arrogant, cold, like one for one kind of, there's a giant thing. We got to take care of it. It doesn't matter. We have to take care of it any way we need to. This is the easiest way that'll save the most whatever. And that's what you do, regardless of the ethics of it. I think he's removed from that a little bit.
Okay.
At first. But yeah, he's one of those characters that are like you see him show up as a background guy, and it's like, that dude has a T on his face. Must be for Tool or whatever. But it doesn't matter because he's got charisma on screen. He's really good at it, I thought. And Scott mentioned Metamorpho, and I got this thing with Metamorpho. He's like my boy because I remember the first comics I had when I was little, like 4 years old, and one of them had the origin of Metamorpho in it. And I read that over and over and over again. And I just like him. He's a tragic character who is trying to do the right thing. He was like this Indiana Jones style guy, but before Indiana Jones, obviously. So that would be not Sergeant Rock, but your typical jungle adventurer guy that books were written about, whose names I can't remember right now.
Yep.
And he got betrayed by shit. It was right there on the panel. I don't know. I forget the guy's name, but they do mention the corporation he works with. It's not Maxwell Lord. Stag. That's it. Stag Industries. Because Metamorpho was he wanted to marry the daughter, and the guy was like, "No, fuck you. I'm gonna turn you into a monster." But Scott's right. He is incredibly powerful. Sort of like how Firestar is. Firestorm. Firestar was the woman on Spider-Man and Friends. Firestar does stuff on the nuclear level, so he can basically create whatever. And this is a chemical level, and he can create pretty much like kryptonite. There you go.
Okay.
And it looked good. The kryptonite looked good. His reaction to it was painful. And he does come off as a very tragic figure. Not necessarily like a Frankenstein like the Hulk, but his change is really believable. He reminds me a lot of Sandman in the cartoons, in the comics, where he wants to be a good guy, but I mean, look at me. You going to accept me? Nah, I don't think so. But Guy Gardner, nice to give Nathan Fillion some actual real, that's his face time on screen. And he's playing the perfect character. And I heard he insisted on the bowl cut for it too, which is great because that's the douchiest thing about that whole character. So, anyway, the story. The story pulls a lot of things from different areas. You got your land deal over here. You got, taking out Superman and all that stuff. And I mean, ooh, that's nice. Nice 57 Bel Air going down the street.
Random.
Bright red. I'm not into cars, but 50s hot rods I do enjoy. I like that we skipped over his whole growing up. It's like, we know, strange being from another world, parents in the middle of nowhere, farmland. Okay, sure. They were good. The parents were good. They finally gave him the correct accent, which stuck out for me. I'm like, oh, that's not what everybody else sounded like. Pa Kent doesn't die in a fucking hurricane while Superman stands there and watches. Honestly, that was the worst decision Snyder ever made in the script, I think. That's not
That
how
was Man
Superman...
of Steel?
Huh?
That Man of Steel?
Yeah. Yeah. I liked, what's his name? The Witcher,
Garth?
the Warhammer fan, as Superman. I thought he was good. I thought the the personality they gave him was unfortunate. And here he really is the innocent, bright-eyed, almost autistic Superman, where he's like, I don't give a shit about politics. People were going to die. And I can see people having a problem with that, but I don't. People were going to die for no reason, for land, for politics, for religion. It doesn't matter. They don't deserve to die. Unless it's Donald Trump or Stephen Miller, particularly Stephen Miller. I'm okay with that. But that's how I would see it if I was just not Superman, just in general. Like, get the people out of there that are going to get hurt. What are you doing? You're being assholes. And he just upholds that. And the suit is, I like his suit this time too. It feels more like clothing on him. And like halfway through the movie, I'm like, oh shit, he's got the red tights on. Cause it just looked so right. It didn't register as like anything. Like that's how Superman looks. This guy's great. He's my second favorite Superman. Cause I've seen more with Christopher Reeve, so I have that. But the story is it's not groundbreaking. It's Lex trying to take out Superman. And I thought the way he tried to do it was exactly how they would do it nowadays. The way he's discredited. It wasn't anything so outrageous. It was like, I don't know. I don't want to ruin that, but you know, he gets the can thrown at his head in the trailer. So you know, something's going on.
Yeah.
But his whole stance on things, he's like what you want to see. He can now be the heart of the Justice League when they change the name, because Hawkgirl doesn't like Justice Gang, even though Metamorpho and Guy Gardner do. But wasn't Justice Gang, I don't remember if it was a Snyder movie where it was a joke, or it was one of the cartoons, like New Frontier or something, when it was first being
no idea
put together. But that was a thing. You see the Hall of Justice being put together, which was really nice. And it's the 70s Super Friends version, which is fantastic. There's just so much in this that was hopeful for once. And my kids were born at the start of the Marvel era of movies. They were born like a couple of months before Iron Man. So they've seen and have grown up on superhero movies. And when it finished, Ripley gave it a 10 out of 10, then a 20 out of 10, then a 100 out of 10. And Nova just said, that's how you make a comic book movie. And I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. This is exactly what it should be. Stand up for your fellow person, protect them, help them, and strive for a better tomorrow. I never thought I would see that. But
yeah,
it sets the tone really good, because then at one point you're introduced to another character who I'm not going to name, and that's going to be a different take on the whole idea. And then Batman will come in at some point, and he'll probably have the same ethics, but the method will be different, and that's where you get the good clash. You don't get he's breaking buildings, I'm going to take him out.
Right. Is this the same world as Robert Pattinson Batman, or are they going to reboot Batman?
I don't think it is. I don't know what's going on with that. But
it's such a weird, because they brought Gunn in.
Yeah.
While like I think the Batman wasn't out yet, but it was already like being made or was already done.
Yeah, it was all posters and
the same thing. Yeah, and the same thing with, I know I saw an interview with him about how he kind of essentially apologized to Brandon Routh with the way the Superman thing went, and blamed it on the studio, not, you know. And Brandon Routh seems like a good guy, and for whatever reason.
No, he was the one before.
Not Brandon Routh.
What the hell is his name?
Shit.
I'm trying to remember without looking it up, and I'm not going to do it.
No, and everyone's screaming at us right now.
Well, there's so much for us to remember. I don't write anything down anymore.
I used to.
Yeah.
And I did last week. I took notes on Marabito.
Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill. How did I forget that?
My God. I said Brandon Routh earlier, too. I don't know why I kept saying Brandon Routh.
Because he was
Henry Cavill
good
got
Superman.
kind of screwed.
Yeah.
in the way this all went down. And James Gunn feels like he feels bad about it.
Yeah.
Not so bad that he put him in a Superman movie, but like,
Right. Well, I mean, then that would be confusing for people coming in with that Superman, but different supporting characters.
right.
So, I mean, he could bring Cavill in as
Well, he said that he
another guy.
would too. He said
Good.
he's absolutely open to giving him another role in the universe. It's
Good.
not a personal thing or anything.
That's great.
But I was just curious because there's another Pattinson Batman that's supposed to be coming, right?
I know they've been talking about it a lot, and that Penguin series helped a little.
I didn't watch that series. I should.
I didn't. I
heard it
didn't
was really
either.
good.
Let's see. Will Robert Pattinson be in Batman 2? It says October 2027.
All right.
I did hear that they were going to start using the Elseworlds label to show stuff that's like different Earths, which would
Okay.
be a really good idea, because then he can come in if you want him to, but you're not stuck with those characters.
That makes sense.
So, I like Pattinson as Batman. I really liked his suit. It felt,
I like this Bruce Wayne.
yeah, that was a really like surprising take on it, but it worked so well because you'd never expect that kind of guy to do that stuff. I like that.
All right, just out of curiosity, just looking at Matt Reeves' current filmography and what he has coming up, I don't see him attached to a Batman sequel. I do see him attached to a Clayman movie, though.
To what?
Clayman? Clayface, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a Batman villain, yeah.
Oh, Dynamic Duo 2028.
Yeah, right
Explores the
here.
early friendship between Dick Grayson and Jason Todd.
Oh,
He's not directing it. And there's no nobody attached to it. It says it's in pre-production. So Pattinson is not directed by Arthur Mintz.
I don't know. I think it's really early, and no one's really made any decisions except let's put James Gunn in charge and try this again.
Yeah.
Because Batgirl was scrapped, probably for the best, but I feel really bad. But all the people that worked on it got paid, but they don't get residuals. But that'll come out one day. I think somebody will leak that at some point.
I think it'll eventually end up on HBO Max or whatever. Like,
Yeah, throw it under your Elseworld series title, and just there you go. Why not? I mean, if it's done. I did see that, what's her face? Alexandria Daddario is going to be Wonder Woman.
is she really?
That's what I heard. I don't know how true
Oh, I'm
that
into
is.
that. I love her.
She's good. She's one of the few actresses that I could use the word captivating, like referencing her eyes. She has beautiful eyes.
So the Batman Part 2
Yeah.
is Matt Reeves is helming it.
Okay.
Officially announced back on April 26th of 2022 with Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, and Matt Reeves all set to return. Rumors were Josh Hartnett or Joel Edgerton were going to be playing Harvey Dent. Confirmed the film will take place in a winter setting.
Okay.
Will not be attached to the larger DC universe. This will mark the first time Batman film in history that a film sequel will have a number.
Oh. Yeah, huh?
So, yeah, projected, looks like it's filming currently
Okay.
with a projected release date of October 1st, 2027.
That's a ways off.
Yep.
Lot
No,
can
not
happen.
filming. Sorry, pre-production, not filming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, once they're filming, then we can say it's coming, right?
Right.
Too many things die in pre-production. I'm all for it. Give us a different take on Batman. All of those Batman can exist in the same multiverse. I think that's fine. Most of them do now, except for Pattinson. So
Yeah.
I really am happy that DC finally pulled their head out of their ass or their sand or somebody else's ass sand and just said, we need somebody to oversee all of this because it's schizophrenic.
Get me the director of Tromeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Yeah. Get me the writer for a remake of some shitty zombie movie that everybody loves. It's not shitty. I'm just kidding.
You guys seen Slither?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm really happy for him. He doesn't
Good
seem
for
like
him,
an
yeah.
asshole.
Get me Jenna Fisher's ex-husband.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's get back to Superman. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, a lot of characters are introduced, but I don't think it drags it down at all, because there's some people that you pay attention to and some you don't. And some will be used later and some won't. But there was a lot of really, really good looking stuff. The Fortress of Solitude. He calls the Superman robots, which is hilarious. And then in the same sentence of him being like really, in charge of everything going on, he can turn around to Crypto and be like, come on, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, Superman called that dog dude. So this movie's that's jumped up a grade. And the other thing that I had problem with the other Superman movies is like, is Lex Luthor that smart? Is he that intimidating? Maybe. But here, when they first introduce him, they do this thing where they show you that he is literally 4 steps ahead of Superman. And that's probably difficult to comprehend, that you can show that when they're not even in the same room or anything. But it was really clever, really smart. And it plays into a whole bunch of other stuff that goes on later. And Nicholas Hoult he can, when he needs to be emotional, he really can. And I think he's one of the best ones besides Clancy Brown doing the voice on the cartoon.
Yeah. I really liked John Cryer's version of him in the Supergirl series. Did you watch Supergirl?
Oh, wait. Wasn't he Lex Luthor in the other Superman series too?
That I don't know. What other Superman series? Which one?
I watched some of Supergirl, and then I think we kind of fell off
that Superman and Lois kind of reboot that they did?
No, I'm confused. What are we talking about now?
So Supergirl was one of the main characters in Supergirl is Lena Luthor, his sister.
Okay. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So they bring him in the later seasons in a very Donald Trump type role.
That makes sense.
Basically bamboozles everybody into thinking he's the good guy.
Okay.
And that everyone else is the bad guy.
Yeah.
And it worked. And I thought John Cryer was great. I thought John Cryer was great in that role. But I don't remember him in other Superman series or anything.
I
also didn't finish. So the Arrowverse was kind of like this slow, but also like very quick death of once Arrow finished and the Flash was the flagship, and then Supergirl finished, and then they had the Flash finish, and then they had those couple like offset ones. They had Black Lightning, which never really went anywhere.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? Then they did the last standing one was the Superman series.
Oh, they had Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow, that was what it was. And that kind of fizzled and disappeared. But they did have a Superman. And the thing that I didn't understand why it was done this way was they had a Superman series where they used essentially Superman and Lois as kind of like the backbone to it. And it was the same Superman from Supergirl, the TV series.
Okay.
But it wasn't the same world.
Okay.
Which didn't make and now the DC or the Arrow universe split itself off into all those different Crisis on Infinite Earths and stuff because they did those big each year. They would do those big group shows where they were able to explain away that anything could happen because Supergirl was a different Earth than Arrow and Flash, and Legends were all over the place. So they were able to kind of like get away with doing whatever they want. But they then did another Superman and Lois series that only lasted 2 seasons. It was the last one standing, but then it also wasn't really standing because it wasn't related to the other series. It was just the same actors.
Yeah, and that's the schizophrenic production that they decided to do for all of these things. I like that John Cryer came back because now nobody's going to remember him as Lenny from Superman 4, but
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I had forgot.
Yeah. See?
Like you just said.
Yeah, I've seen some scenes with him as Lex, and I like him, but I never really. All of the movies past, well, 4 really, they've just kind of been like, nobody knows what to do with the guy. Like,
Yeah.
he's godlike. So starting the movie off when in the trailer, the whole thing with Crypto, where they introduce Crypto and he's bloodied in the snow, that's the beginning of the movie. That's like the first action on screen. So I was happy about that. I really like when trailers do that, because then you're like, I have no idea what's going to happen the rest of the movie. I'm not waiting for another scene. And showing him getting his ass beat after 3 years of winning every fight, like, there's a reason for it. And it sets it up as, if you can reach X, then maybe you'll be a danger to him. So it was handled pretty well. I liked all the reveals that they had going on in this. It's just, it's there's a sad part, there's a happy part, but overall, it's just hopeful. Like, Metropolis is bright and sunlit, and it doesn't rain, and it's just like it's idyllic. And I hated Luther's henchmen because, like, why are you even doing that? You're getting paid. That's why. I forgot money. Fuck.
Love me some money.
Yeah. And I'm really suspicious of people that hate the tone of it, because the overall thing is basically what he's saying. I'm here to help regardless of whatever message is said about me. I want to protect people, and it's very simple. And he makes mistakes, and he lets his emotions get the best of him at times. And it's really interesting because he's just a young guy at this point, sort of. And he's got to learn how to be this public figure now. And I didn't even realize that until I just, got to the end of that sentence. So his secret identity and his public identity are both kind of bumbling, but just one, won't die.
Fair.
It was fun, and I do need to see it again. I want more of him. He seems
why don't
like
we do this?
Ah,
Chris, do you recommend, and what is your grade for Superman?
I cannot recommend this higher than I could recommend any other DC thing. This is better than the Peacemaker TV series, which I really liked because
I did too.
They really got the hang of the character, and I think Cena, he's come a long way from the Marine, and I'm just talking his film career. He's got fantastic comedic timing. People look forward to seeing him and stuff. His Make-A-Wish things that he does. He just seems like an all-around great guy. He's going to be at a convention coming up. And there's one thing I've been wanting to say to him, like, for 25 years. When the Marine came out, I've probably told this story already, but when the Marine came out, this little old guy came in, probably my age, honestly. And he's like, hey, this is weird, and I've never done this before, but what do you guys do with the posters after the movies come out? And we're like, what do you want? Because if you want something that nobody else wants, we'll give it to you. And he said, my son is in a movie that you guys are showing. He's in the Marine. And we're like, oh, that's awesome. Who is he? And he said, John Cena. And we're like, you can have all the posters. Here you go. And he stayed and talked with us for a little bit, and he was just a super nice guy.
His dad's always around too. I've met his dad a bunch of times. My friend James is like good friends with him.
Nice.
They go to wrestling together all the time.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice to hear that they're all good people. I like that. Even though he plays a complete sociopathic monster on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody compared Peacemaker and Superman, like the characters in that universe. And they both want the same thing. They just go about it in opposite ways.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. So, yeah, that's go see it. And I would give this right now, I'd give it probably an A- because not just because of what came before it, but also it didn't make me depressed watching it. It wasn't like world-ending kind of like, I'm so looking forward to this. Like let's say the Rise of Skywalker, or The Force Awakens, So, and I've been a fan of Star Wars since '77, so it's like you got to really fuck up if I've never watched your movies since I saw them in the theater. But this doesn't. This does not fuck up. I would go pay to see this again. So
Fair enough.
that's the highest recommendation I could give, and I want another one.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So I don't really have a whole lot to add to recent watches because I haven't really been able to watch a whole lot of stuff. I did watch Companion, which I thought was pretty good. Which is HBO Max with Sophie Thatcher. Jack
And
Quaid.
Jack, what's his face?
Jack Quaid from the Boys.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty good. Story of that is basically they have a artificial intelligence robot girlfriend, and they program her to do some stuff.
Okay.
They jailbreak her and program her to do some stuff, and then things don't go the way they're supposed to.
Of course, because it wouldn't be a good movie if things went the way they were supposed to.
No, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
It's nice to see her coming around and getting out of that role she had, which was supposed to be a breakout role for her on the Book of Boba Fett, where she looked like Joan Jett on a motorcycle.
Oh, I didn't, because I didn't watch Book of Boba Fett. I've known her from Yellow Jackets, is what I know her from.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a Boba Fett series for my entire life since 1979, and that wasn't it. That was not no. That's
okay.
all I have to say about that.
Fair enough. But Companion was pretty good. I liked it. I like Jack Quaid a lot because I like his role in The Boys, and this is kind of like different, obviously. But it's a good film. It's not great. I don't think it's something. I mean, it's maybe like top 10 back half at the end of the year. Maybe it's not even a like, oh yeah, that'll be on the list. It's like it might sneak in there towards the tail end. But that's really the only like new thing that I've watched. I've watched all those, at least narrative wise. I've watched a lot of documentaries. I've been watching the Netflix Trainwreck documentaries. So like the Astroworld one, the American Apparel one, the one about the Toronto mayor.
Yep.
Those have all been good. They're all solid. They're all very good. They're all interesting to watch, but there's not a whole lot to say about them. But what I did do is I went back and revisited the Jurassic World trilogy.
Okay.
I had actually only watched the first one. I don't think I had watched the other two. Jurassic World, was it?
I don't know what they're called. I can't.
Dominion was the third one. Fallen Kingdom is the second one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I still think that first Jurassic World with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard is the strongest of the three because it feels like Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Each one after that gets further and further away from what Jurassic Park was. And by the end of Dominion, it's something completely different.
Yeah.
So they hold up pretty good. And I do want to see the new one, which is why I went back and watched these because I know it's somewhat related. But it's the type of thing where they're just like, they just get further and further away from where they originally were intending on being. And by the time you get to Dominion, it's like not even in the same world. Mm-hmm. It's all like spies and kidnapping and cloning and like all this other shit.
I can totally see how you would want to break out of that and like, oh, hey, dinosaurs can be cloned, or at least these frog lizard things that can be, biological weapons. That there would be a huge black market for those things.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
There's probably really interesting ways of doing that. Sounds like they didn't.
No. No. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to recently. Yeah, I mean, that's right. I mean, this is just a pickup show. So I want to play an old an old Joe clip first.
Okay.
We haven't had, I don't think we've ever actually replayed we've played classic Holy Shits, but I don't think we've ever played classic Bill Made Me Watch. And I'm going to choose one at random, and we're going back to June 11th, 2023.
Okay.
Let's see what it is.
That's pretty far.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here, and this week Bill took me back to Chicago But we're not going to Portillo's for hot dogs or Lou Malnati's for pizza. We're just going to watch a mediocre film. He made me watch The Grudge 3. Okay, I'm back. I don't always take a week off of the show, but at least half of the time that I do, it's accidental. Long story short, I recently unretired from professional wrestling, worked a triple shot at a big festival, and between the hours, the heat, and the bumps, I was pretty worthless last Sunday. But hey, I've got a probably not great movie to watch here. One thing I remember from Googling to see how many of these fucking things I was going to have to watch and in the proper order is that this is the first Grudge movie that is rated R instead of PG-13. I won't go on a long-winded jag about the wave of horror from the early to late aughts that decided since young people like horror, we have to make sure they can all go see it in the theaters and fuck the adult audience who wants adult horror. But let's face it, most of those PG-13 horror movies could have been a lot better with a soft R rating. A bit more blood, and maybe someone who understood that while, yes, we are making a product for consumers to consume, we're also making a fucking movie here, so why don't you throw some zazz into that motherfucker right now? Like, you're not making a line of stationery products marketed to teens, you're making a movie. Act like it. Damn it, I went on a long-winded jag anyway. That's my bad. Every one of these movies starts with what I'm guessing they thought was going to be some creepy shit. Words fade up on the screen. When someone dies in the grip of a powerful rage, a curse is born. Sure. Okay. Fine. For the purposes of this film, I'll go with it. But imagine if that were true. If that were true, this planet would be like fucking Zombieland, except instead of fun zombie killing, you would just be constantly avoiding ghosts who are all around us all the time, who sound like they just woke up with a cold, drank an extra thick milkshake, and are trying to tell you to get them some coffee. No spank you. If this were true, the grip of rage I would die in would be the annoyance of trying to go about my day while having to constantly turn around and punch a ghost every 5 seconds. But that's almost where they're going here in the third Grudge film. It picks up shortly after the second movie, and the apartment building in Chicago, which would normally just have a rat problem, now has a Japanese ghost problem. And I'm not sure Orkin is licensed for that. Shawnee Smith is here as a psych doctor, and while I'm normally happy to see her, she is gliding her way through this, and you can tell that as she's delivering her lines, she's just trying to figure out like what her net paycheck is going to be and like waiting for the Saw people to call back. Quick side note. We all occasionally confuse an actor for another actor, right?
Always.
For years, I labored under the mistaken impression that Shawnee Smith and 80s nudie comedy actress Jewel Shepard were the same person. To be clear, it was not Shawnee Smith's boobs that confirmed for me that I was at least mostly straight. It was Jewel Shepard's boobs in Hollywood Hot Tubs 2. Thank you, Skinamax. In a movie and series of movies full of unrealistic concepts, the one that I just cannot get behind so far is that they're trying to make me sympathetic to a landlord. The main character is the sister of the building manager / landlord, and boy, since Flashdance and company went the first 48 on each other, tenants just keep moving out and nobody wants to move into the murder building. Okay, number 1, you will never make me feel sympathy for a landlord. Number 2, I think the goth community and true crime podcast community in Chicago are both certainly big enough that you would have people lined up around the block like the new iPhone was coming out, just trying to live in that building. Like, I'd love to at least roughly give you a list of characters and how they all relate to one another and how the curse is connected to them all. And I assure you I was paying attention. I cannot keep track of all these future victims. Okay, all right. I might have been a little bit distracted by Googling old pics of Jewel Shepard, but I was at least mostly paying attention.
That's fair, though. That's fair.
Also, apparently ghosts can hit puberty because they cast the same boy as Toshio, the little boy ghost. But in the 2 years since this last film, he's noticeably about 3 inches taller and is kind of starting to get his man voice. So when he tries to do the little kid croaky thing, it's fucking hilarious. Okay. I'm going to end on a bit of a rant because I'm trying to follow this movie, but there are so many characters and they're not really giving us any new information or like really anything new. This whole movie is just the ghosts moving on to kill new people, which is the crux of what's pissing me off here. I get that these ghosts are pissed off because they got murdered by their husband/father. But none, capital N-O-N-E, none of these people that they killed here in this movie had anything to do with anything fucking related to that. Like in the first movie, the ghosts are super pissed off that somebody moved into their house. And at least that makes a little sense. Like their spirit is attached to the place that they were murdered. Fine, great, go kill those honkies. In the second one, more people go into the house and kind of disrespect it. Even better. Go get them. Go get them, ghosts. Oh, who's a good ghost? Go get them. But in this one, it's just people who live in an apartment building who are aware of the existence of someone else who lives in the building who is related to someone who disrespected your ghost house. At this point, you're not a vengeful spirit. You're a psychopath just taking pleasure in killing people. Like, I would love it if my childhood bully got into a car accident or something, but I don't wish any ill on his second cousin's former roommate's friend who he played softball with one summer.
Mm-hmm.
But that was almost a Spaceballs reference. Here's the thing.
I think it is now.
Yeah,
It's a little bloodier, but nowhere near, like, ridiculous with it. The kills were a bit more visceral, so they had more impact. And if they had taken this level of violence and applied it to the first 2 films, I would be a much bigger fan of the series. The bad. Oof. Oh, my God. I didn't mention it before. The dialogue in this film is more awkward than when I was in 7th grade at the dance and I asked Kelly Jakes, who was like one of the popular girls, to dance with me. Probably to a Tony, Tony, Tony song.
Obviously.
Whoever wrote this should be that level of embarrassed. The Grudge 3 gets a distinct fail, and I'll be back next week with the sort of sequel, sort of side story. That's just according to Google. It's 2020's The Grudge. Until then, be good, everyone.
Thank you very much, Joe, from the depths of June 2023.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to finish this off with a classic Reverend Scott episode. Chris, give me a number between 600 and 800.
666, because he's a reverend.
666. Let's see here. I see 766. I see... Hang on. It's probably not here.
But you could just pick the closest one. No one will know.
That's crazy. It's not there.
Mm. All right,
Give me another number. Give me another number.
690.
690. This is going poorly. I thought I checked to make sure I had them all in here. Oh, man. I have a bunch of them. Why is it you're choosing ones that just for whatever reason are not there?
I don't know. You don't have to tell me that, though. You could just be like, okay, here it is.
Oh, now I'm going to scroll through. I have a whole bunch here. I'm going to scroll down and find the... 642, 650, 651, 656, 58, Some results may not appear. Mail downloads organized 661, 63, 64, 65. How about 665?
Sure.
From
Sure.
November 8th, 2020.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, let's talk about Edge of the Axe, 1988.
Wow.
Spanish American
I
slasher
guess.
film. Here's the audio to the trailer.
Yep.
Six
Top
women,
notch.
one man, all dead. Edge of the Axe.
How in the hell are you gonna fuck up every single movie trailer for 6 months, then let this piece of shit play flawlessly?
Go fuck yourself.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. With Reverend Scott.
I've got boobs. Don't you want to see the boobs? Boobs.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott.
Who the fuck is this dumbass?
Come on, Chris. Use that big, juicy brain of yours. You know who I am.
Yeah, I guess.
See? I knew you did. All it took was a little suggestive compliment.
Worst flirting ever.
Yeah.
But somehow it worked.
Yep.
I don't get it.
No one does. So, welcome back to Holy Shit on your favorite cult movie podcast. My favorite cult movie is Avengers Endgame.
Fucking dumbass doesn't know what a cult movie is.
And I'm sure you've already talked enough politics for this week, so I'll save my political material for when Bill runs for office. Then I can play this.
What do prostitutes charge? Like, what does that cost?
Or, God forbid, Chris runs for office.
Oh, 13 women are dead. All right, so what?
I think you get the point. That you're far less scandalous than any real politicians. So back to the real news this week. Saturday was my birthday on November 7th. I finally made it to the legal drinking age a second time, and I think the presents you both got me were more than generous. Like Bill, you gave me a handmade coupon for a 3-month stay at your own home where I will be pampered and my every need taken care of.
I think maybe I need to move. Like, maybe I need to leave the country.
Where would you go?
And Chris got me a new charcoal grill, a bottle of Heinz, and what else?
Steaks. Because that motherfucker likes them well done with ketchup on them.
So thoughtful. Oh, and you both got me that toy train that goes to the kitchen and brings me back beers.
Yeah, no, trains don't do that.
Sorry, no.
To be honest, you were both so generous, I felt the need to try and repay you by any means necessary. You know what that means, Chris.
I'm going to say it was offered. I said, no, I'm just doing this to be nice. I didn't expect or want that. And you can just go about your day.
You may go about your business.
You'll both change your minds.
Bitch, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, you too. Well, that's it for this week. Boy, that was a lot of fun.
This was boring.
But make sure you all tune in next week to Outside the Cinema when Bill and Chris review my latest segment.
That was funny and terrible at the same
Yeah,
time.
like I hated it, but you're supposed to hate it because you're like, oh, this guy's obviously trying to cover it up to cover his own ass.
Chris reviews Bill's new documentary about Outside the Cinema.
There's a lot about smelly men in this.
And finally, Chris goes to an orgy.
I don't know who the fuck these people are. All right, well, let's do it.
All that and so many more people we don't know at orgies. But until then, peace and love, guys. Outside the Cinema.
The swordplay is a joke in this.
And that's it.
Okay.
All right, guys, we will be back next week with a couple of film reviews. I know this week was kind of a mishmash of stuff, but that's sometimes, we just need to do that. We just need to do that. But if you have not joined our Patreon, please do. Patreon.com/OutsideTheCinema. Join the poll if you have not already. Vote in there. Let us know what type of stuff you want to see us cover for the next few months before we start to do our cleanup of stuff from this year. Head over to Chris's website, which is what?
SpectopiaArts.com, and we're on Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff.
All of them places.
Yep.
All of them places. So hope everyone has themselves a good week, and we will be back next week.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.